Hey!
And we just got our hands on the first copy of the Star Wars, the card game, LCG, by Fantasy Flight. We're at the World Championship weekend. Everyone that came gets a copy of this. We're going to bust it open, see what we find.
I will be providing the commentary.
Yes.
Because Zach's voice is gone from yelling in melees all day, I'm sure, is the issue.
Yes, or screaming because I got this.
Right off the bat, I mean, it's classic Fantasy Flight, great packaging, Star Wars art, everything's great. Let's bust her open. Ah, it's got that fresh smell.
It does.
Nice rulebook, similar to the Game of Thrones.
This is classy.
Very nice. Stop! Instead of reading the rulebook, you can learn to play Star Wars the card game by watching the video tutorial.
They already have a video up.
On our website. Boom!
On our website.
They might not have it up yet, I don't know. This is an early version, so maybe they don't. But they will.
But they will.
Check the thing. It's SW card tutorial. Maybe it's already up. A little Easter egg for everyone.
Alright. Tokens, Death Star, all the goods. And then there's this. I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, ooh, the Imperial Navy.
Now you just tried out a demo, right?
Yes.
So maybe you'll enlighten us on something.
I was very curious what the other affiliations would be. So we've seen Jedi Sith over and over again, but now we have the Imperial Navy, which has all of its own beautiful things.
Admiral Mahdi. So these are in packs of 5, right? Or like that?
Yeah, they come with the objectives. So whatever objectives you use, you get those cards in your deck. Kind of a quick deck build.
These are TIE fighters. This is the Death Star.
The ultimate power. There's Tarkin. That's what we want.
Super laser, of course.
Excellent.
Death and Despair.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi.
And
Steve Horvath.
Steve, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You made the special announcement for the card game.
I did.
Did you come up with this idea? Was this your magic, or were you just the delivery system for this?
I was part of it.
Part of it. Well, anyone who's a part of it, we have to thank, of course, because this looks awesome.
We're very excited. And I'm a little bit jealous because I don't have my copy yet.
That's it. Is that why you came over here?
So what's your favorite thing about the card game since you're here?
It's tough. I like the fact that it's a very fast-paced game.
Yeah.
You know, and I love the edge battle. Absolutely love the edge battle.
A lot of bluffing involved?
Yes. Yeah. So, and I like that there's a lot of subtle decisions in the game that aren't maybe immediately obvious, but you've got to juggle and manage a lot of different things.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
You've got hand management, you know, for the edge battle and deploying your units. Then you got to decide when you're going to attack, when you're going to defend. You've also got to allocate for the balance of the force, right? So there's a lot of different parts, but Eric's designed it in a way to where it's still really accessible, but as you start diving in, you just find it's deeper and deeper and deeper, right? It's like, well, now I've committed this unit to the force, but I really need to defend with it, or else I'm going to lose this objective, and that's going to hurt me because I got this special ability on the objective, but now I'm going to lose the force if I do that, and you know, so all these different decisions, and how much people go in. You see, as people learning the game, they overcommit a lot on that edge battle, and then it really comes back to haunt them later on. And so it's really fun. And it's like, well, and you see, especially when people are learning, it's like, oh, well, I can't pitch Bader to the edge battle. Are you kidding me? And it's like, you know, and as you get in deeper, you know, well, sometimes you got to throw those cards. And yeah. So I think, all of that there. Yeah.
Now, we've heard about the deck building, and kind of there's been mixed reviews. Some players that are into the more like intricate, we need to pick over every card, or we don't know about this. Some players are like, hey, this is a great new way to do things, a lot easier for people to get involved in the game. Where do you stand on kind of the deck building aspect? What can you say to people to alleviate concerns or increase concern, I guess?
I guess the bigger question is what can I say that people will believe because I work here, right? So,
right.
I can tell you this. I've been in CCGs since there were CCGs. I've played Magic from beta. I actually worked at Wizards of the Coast on the Magic brand team for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I've been around. You name a CCG, I've probably played it.
All right.
And I've played a lot of them at high levels. Like I said, I worked on Magic itself for a while. I love that micromanagement control of card-by-card build, so I was a little nervous coming into this, I'll be perfectly honest with you. But now playing with it some, it's really interesting because it makes your decisions really different. You can't just you can't evaluate one card versus one card now. It's 6 on 6. So there's a really deeper thinking going on when you're building decks at a high level now than there is in a regular game. And you've got to make, some choice. There's really hard choices you have to make. It's like, I really want this card, but man, if I take this set out, that card comes with it, and that's really, so you got to really think it through a lot harder than it's just like, I'm taking this out and putting this in.
Right.
So you're making less decisions, but those decisions are really big, and they're actually more complex. Right? Because it's not just a 1 versus 1 comparison. It's 6 versus 6, and there's a lot of variables there. How many force icons are on all these cards? What is my deck really trying to do? Right? How is that objective going to affect the rest of my deck and these cards attached to it? And if I take this one out, how is that going to affect the performance? Right? So the decisions you make are a lot more complex, even though they're less of them.
Nice. Well, that sounds great. I mean, I think that's pretty good reasoning behind the system in the first place. It seems like that's a good way to approach it.
I think, I know people are really nervous about it. They just need to play it some, right?
Usually the answer.
You can theorize about it for forever, right? But until you've actually played it and made those decisions, it's going to be hard to know for sure.
Yeah, man, and that's why we're so excited to get this, come into Worlds and getting a chance to actually look at the cards and what it means to include this objective over that objective, and how that's all going to play out. Just very interested in checking that out, especially all of the new affiliations that we've yet to see.
Yeah.
We've only seen the Jedi and the Sith, but now we have the Imperial Navy.
Yeah, that's my fault. I picked those for the demo decks.
Nice. Well, you have to choose Jedi and Sith.
See, exactly. That's what I said. Exactly.
No, there's no question.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Scum and Villainy affiliation, which is classic. And there's Boba. So Zach's there. What other ones we have? Sith and Jedi, and are there any other affiliations that you've seen?
There's the.
I see a deck.
Good guys.
All right, so let's see. So we have the Sith, Imperial Navy, and the Scum and Villainy for the dark side.
Rebel Alliance.
We have the Rebel Alliance, the Jedi, of course, and
there's neutrals as well, but
Smugglers and Spies.
Of course.
Oh, baby. There he is. Han Solo.
Now it's interesting.
He's very good, and then wait till you see Leia in the Rebel deck too.
So at this point, though, there's only one of this, right? One pod of Smugglers.
Yes.
So putting these guys in your deck is really interesting because there's only one objective for these guys, right? Yeah. So how does that interaction work?
So you're gonna just out of the pure core set experience, you are taking a little bit of a chance playing with those, but it's a really good objective set. Right, and so it will pay off for you, right, in the right circumstances. And it's going to be supported more coming out of it. We've done this kind of thing before in Warhammer Invasion.
Right.
When the core set came out, it was the High Elves and Dark Elves were kind of splashed in like this as well, and then they got a lot more support down the line. So there's a lot more support coming out for these guys. We just want to get them in there for you, kind of tease them a little bit.
Absolutely.
You can play with them. It's obviously not going to be the most efficient deck with one objective set in there, but it'll be a lot of fun to play with anyway. And the force packs are coming out. There'll be a lot more support for these guys going forward.
Do you know when the force packs are coming out?
Well, we just announced the first cycle today.
I saw that.
Yeah,
pretty excited.
The Hoth cycle. Yeah.
Do you know when that's expected?
That will hopefully be out by February, March, right in there.
Excellent. Yeah.
And when is this set to release?
Well, this will be out before Christmas.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
Seems like that's well planned.
Yes. Yeah.
For every Star Wars
So
fan.
I flew these over from China for tonight. But there's a container that will be headed out as well, and it'll be here in time for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Well, I can tell you how much we've just been talking to you about how much everyone appreciates, the thoughtfulness of you guys, taking care of the people who are willing to come out and play in the Worlds. and just taking the extra step, getting the product here, and making it happen. So, from all of us, really, thank you very much.
We thank you guys. I mean, it was a big decision for us to move Worlds from Gen Con out to here, and I know a lot of people were concerned about it, and so we appreciate the support. We've had a great crowd. We had a really good turnout tonight, and excited to see the turnout tomorrow. And we're going to build on this, right? Also this weekend, I'm going to be announcing all of next year's OP schedule, from when regionals will start, all of our regional event weekends, and Worlds here next November. And I have that weekend already planned out. So the one criticism that I think was really fair that people said early on, we didn't announce this until after Gen Con started taking registration, and so some people had already made their plans. That was unfortunate. We were just kind of stretched too thin, and that was a mistake on our part, and we're not going to make that mistake again.
Nice. Awesome, Steve. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Appreciate all that you guys are doing. And we're going to nerd out over this for probably the next hour or so.
All right.
Next several hours.
Look forward to catching up with you guys later.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.